Okay, guys, we are live on YouTube. So, hello, YouTube. Today I'm here with Iduino, Felipe, and Edilton. Today we're gonna talk about from judgment to understanding. Let me explain you a little bit about the platform. I'm not a teacher. This is not a regular class, and we are here to learn English by practicing in a real environment. About the platform, Talking Talk is a conversation platform for beginner, intermediate, and advanced English speakers. What is our philosophy? Here you will develop your fluency and confidence as an English speaker. Besides English, we have the Spanish and the French. Uh, I believe, if I'm not wrong. And it is a safe place to make some mistakes, so be respectful and don't correct anyone, guys. And I hope that you enjoy the immersion. Just to start, let me introduce myself, and afterward, you can do the same, guys. My name is Elton. I'm a guy from São Paulo. Currently, I've been working as a software developer at Magalu Cloud. And in my spare time, I like to do outdoor activities. I like to be here practicing my English and create new connections. Whatever. Uh, I like to guide some in-person events. So sometimes I'm a volunteer in a Python community from São Paulo. And sometimes I help them to organize some in-person events about technology, and I love to do that as well. Go ahead, Adilto. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, people. Good evening again. Name is Hilton. I'm from Salvador, Bahia. I'm 40 years old, and I'm studying in Talk since April last year. I'm a IT professional, and my goal in these immersions is be able to speak as best as I can. And I'd like to thank well to being a host and helping of us to achieve this experience. And I wish good luck for everyone here. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I was muted. Thank you, Adilto. I'm glad to hear that. Go ahead, Duino. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Iduino. I am from Angola. I grew up and raised in Luanda, but I have been living here in Brazil since 2014. I live in south of Brazil in Rio Grande do Sul. My city called São Leopoldo is 30 minutes away to Porto Alegre capital. Currently, I'm working as a software developer too to a company in São Paulo remotely. I'm more focused on front end, but I try to do everything, especially in my personal projects. I'm here to improve my English since July last year. Yes, in Talk. I believe, as you said, beginning is a safe place to share our thoughts, to know different people, and improve our communication skills. Yeah, I think that's it. Nice to meet you all.
Nice, nice. Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Philip. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Good evening, guys. My name is Felipe Lira. I am 47 years old. I live in Recife, with my wife and daughter. I work in information technology area like you, guys. I'm a network and security analyst uh, for, for a company, one Brazilian company. I work remotely, 100% of the time. Uh, that's it for now, guys.
Nice, nice, guys. So today we just have IT guys here. Nice. Okay, guys, we can start with the questions. Let me start with you, Edilton, the first one. I'd like to know from you if you can remember the first time in your life you became aware that people are sometimes treated unfairly simply because of a group they belong to.
Okay, well, good question. I remember when I was younger, the people in my street, uh, are walking with a neighbor. That neighbor is homosexual, and the people put a lot of nicknames there. Yeah. I'm in my kid, and I'm simply follow the group and walking. I walk through. And when I came back to my home, my parents talking to me about that, have a conversation, explain that I don't, explain about the situation, the prejudice, uh, and they oriented me don't do that. And until today, uh, his neighbor talked with me and he say, "You are the unique person that you call me using my real name because the people use this nickname to refer to this neighbor. And this nickname is not good to tell here, but uh, my neighbor is feel accustomed with that, but is prejudiced too. But me today is remembered by him, and simply the fact they use your real name to treat. So yeah, these are huge impact in the person. Is is being treated by someone, and I hope the people can be aware about the consequence of situation like that in a life of something.
Got it. Thank you, Jilton. And you, Edwina?
Yeah, to be honest, I can't remember a specific moment when I first realized that, but I don't know that. As I grew older, I started to note more clearly how some people are treated differently because of things like their race, their gender, their backgrounds. Yeah, even I didn't not see it as a child. Actually, I am very aware that unfair treatment happens in many areas of life. Yeah, and it can generate different consequences in our society. Yeah, it's a very important topic to discuss. Yeah, yeah, it's a good question. Mhm.
Nice, nice. Thank you, Edwina. How about you, Felipe? Felipe, sorry.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when was the time, but when I was young in my neighborhood, there were some uh, young people like me that facing a poor condition, the financial condition, and because of that, some people don't play together. This kind of people, no? Like I remember the situation when I was young. We have a lot of examples of nowadays in Brazil, for example, because Brazil is a mix of the races, and financial conditions. It's unfair in Brazil, and that's it.
Yeah, I grew up and I live today, in a poor part of the city. I'm from Capão Redondo, São Paulo. And I grew up seeing some kinds of different treatment, because based on your social class, because Uh, we can see that sometimes the police they treat the richest guys differently, be, because of that, because they live in the best part of the city, or they have a better education, or I don't know exactly the specific reason, but it happens a lot. And in my family, I like to say that, see, I am I am the white sheep of the family, because my family is from Minas Gerais, so they are. I have a black family. I mean, so I am the first white man of the family, and luckily, I feel that I could uh, grew up, with less social judgment, because of my color. And sometimes I feel that, because my grandmother suffered a lot because she was a black woman, and she fighted a lot, to to have a better life. And these things happens all the time in poor parts of the cities, uh, unfortunately, it is unfair, but it happens, Okay, guys, let's move on. uh, Let me ask for you, Eduino, the question number 2. In your opinion, what is the real world impact of prejudice on a person's life? How can it affect their opportunities, their mental health, or their sense of safety?
Yes, it's a mix of consequences. Prejudice can deeply affect someone's opportunities, like getting a good jobs, a well-paying job, or receiving a fair educations, or even feeling safe in their own neighborhood. Yeah, we can see many cases on TV when people was hurted because of their background, their race or gender, it can also hurt mental health, as you said, because living with constant discrimination creates stress, insecurity, and self-esteem. In a long term, it can hurt the person mentality, and because each of one has a limits. We are a person as a human being. You have a limit, and yeah, uh, it's very important to be careful about we what people surround us, what we watch on TV or whatever, because prejudice can impact us so deeply. Yeah.
Yeah, good answer. Sometimes, you know, we can lose opportunities because we feel that uh, we don't have the same capabilities, we are not able, because we didn't have the same education, but sometimes it's not that, is a lack of self-esteem, of confidence, and maybe it can affect our future, because we feel, I don't know the word, if in English is that, but it's like inferior, you know. And you, Edilto, what do you think, man?
For me, the impact is the view of the some groups is different, the treatment is different, and sometimes the opportunities is go down for some people. Unfortunately, we have these problems in Brazil, and we have uh, also solutions being created in along these years, but it depends of the social actors to act to help this situation. I think this is a long-term fight. You simply you not have the best results in a few years. You will have decades to create a new path for every people. But of the efforts that is be done in present for any people, in the future will be recompensated because uh, every person has the responsibility to change that, and I think all the contribution you make the country activity good place for everyone.
Oh my gosh. Felipe Dal. Okay, guys. We can move on to the next one. Um, Let me read it. People sometimes defend a prejudiced joke by saying it's just a joke. What is the actual harm in using stereotypes, even in a humorous way? Oh my gosh, good questions. Delicate question, Maybe depends, because I really believe that each generation has your limitations about that, about what kinds of joke they will accept. But beside that, we need to be respectful, and respect everyone, and be try to be uh, as much. Oh my gosh, I forgot the word now. Polite as possible, because we don't know what each one are facing inside, inside, like it is a inside fight or are facing a problem, sometimes with a joke we can get the moment uh, worst, It is a hard question, guys. I don't know how can I say that. How can I answer that better? Anyway, Dilto, what do you think, man?
Yeah, it's a hard question, and it depends simply the environment because in certain places they joke, the certain groups, one joke is not being harmed because the people has the intimacy for do that. But in a social network context, when you simply uh, do a joke for some group, this can be harm because we have a huge propagation about that. And in the internet, you don't have control about this propagation. So it's necessary that people have conscious about that. Because today, the people is with alarm is on. Any error, any mistake, any joke or something, comment, and you talk about something is is harming. Sometimes you became sometimes you be canceled and you receive a prosecution, judicial prosecutions because today in the internet it's necessary to have the awareness to talk about that. In in a personal cycle, when these people understood one of the, you have a chemistry, you have a strong bond. The joke is good. The people is simply welcome about it. But in a general context, it's necessary to be careful about the certain comments.
Yeah, good answer. I agree with you. Sometimes we need to have some kind of approximation, you know. We need to be near to make some kind of jokes, you know, because you know that nowadays we need to be careful. We can we can be in trouble, you know, if we do a joke with the with someone that can see that you know wrong thing, you know, or here with take to the bad side, you know, or something like that. Um, and you, Eduino, what do you think, man?
Yeah, it's a good question. Recently, we saw the case of Leo Lins was arrested because joking with serious questions, serious topics. We need to be aware what type of joke we are making to another, because the harm is that stereotypes, even when it's used as a joke, some types of joking can reinforce negatives ideas about specific group, you know. When people is joking with specific topics serious, they are normalize some specific prejudice and make it seems like acceptable. It's not good. Even it's funny for most of people, but for the person who is target, it doesn't feel like a joke. Yeah, it's hard to other people. I think that's the humorist need to remind about this. Uh, in my opinion, the key is empathy. We need to have empathy. Empathy is when you put yourself in another place, in another. It's like we are other choose. You know, stop a moment and think about it. If it was happen in my case, what I would feel. It's important question to ask ourselves. If it's hard to me in my case, maybe it's likely to hurt other people. Them, I don't make this joke. Yes, it's not simple, but we need to be careful to not spread division. We need to connect people. I think that humor can use to connect people. I think like laughing is important for our health. I love humors, but humors can must be used to unify the people and don't to divide. You know, yeah.
Yeah, good point. I agree with you. Eduino, could you read the next one for us? And the answer, please.
Yeah, sure. Why can it be so difficult for people to recognize the earned advantage they might have in society? Yeah, it's hard because the privilege sometimes feels invisible to the person. Uh, it's some things it sometimes has always been normal for you. You don't realize that you have some type of privilege, you know. uh, Even such as you grow up in a specific family, neighborhood, or wherever, for example. You don't worry about judgment or accent, skin color, or uh, society classes, if you have or not money. But it is what it is. This exists in our society. Yeah? But it is important to accepting privilege. Uh, uh, yeah, it's a challenge. It's a hard question. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The topic today is hard to talk about, you know, it's dedicated. And I agree with you, you know. Sometimes people that have some kind of privilege, they don't need to worry about specific things, you know, like some basic needs, like I need to how I will have a lunch today, or I need to pay that bill until tomorrow, things that sometimes can create a barrier for us, to move on to just an easy life or something like that. It is hard. What is your opinion, Edilton?
Yeah, it's a very challenging topic to discuss and to answer because we have a lot of situations and the people has one privilege and doesn't have all the privilege. For example, I have privilege to have my parents. My mother and my father is
Yeah, good
has
point.
been married for almost 50 years, a half of a century. But I don't have a privilege to be my car. Imagine. And I know people don't don't have the other privilege. So for the society like that, and you have different degrees of privilege and lack of something, create a politics to solve of that is complicated. So it's necessary to be a different approach and create a different programs to try to uh, uh, bring a balance about that because it's very hard sometimes. You create a solution for some people because we have a different dimensions about that. And the lack of awareness about some people with a lot of privilege is natural. And nobody uh, is like to lose your advantage. So it's necessary to have a government to create uh, like a social good conditions for the people. And we, as a citizen, need to choose the best governors, best politicians to fight for solve that.
Yeah, good point. Um, it is the topic. It is widely than we thought. Like privilege is not just about money or about skin color. That are I, at the end. I think that everyone is fine. You know, with your own enemy. Everyone has your own problem. Independently or it's not related just with the social position, but at the end, everyone are face something. Um, Go ahead, Juto. Read the next one for us. Number 5.
Yeah, okay, good. Number five. What role does the media we consume, like movies, news, or TV shows, play in either creating or fight prejudice? Yeah. I think the media in some parts create these stereotypes, but now we have a different movement. Is destroying the stereotypes, but creating other stereotypes. So it's a cyclical uh, situation. The media try to destroy type of a concept and create a new concept. So you need to always recycling these things. I will give an interesting example. I have Disney Plus in my home, and I try to watch some animation movies. They made in age of 8, and in the beginning of the movie, the Disney Plus put a message like, in this art is created in a time, and now we have a lot of different views about the prejudice and something like an advertisement about the prejudices that you can find in this art. But now the company is fight for create a new view about the something. So is come because the some animation is using all the skin color for the characters is repaginated with diversity. So yeah, the media today is using this new approach for the society and putting the TV shows in your products.
Yeah, I I was thinking here, you know, in the past we had a lot of programs, TV shows, you know, like Cacete Planeta, you know, that today it is possible to to have some kinds of retro, you know, to pass again on the TV because the joke was very weighed, you know, it was, oh my gosh, I don't know how can I explain that, but today I really believe that we have light jokes, you know, or the TV, they are trying to follow the trends, you know, to follow our new rules, you know, our new laws. Like they know what the people are talking about, you know, like facing a lot of kinds of crimes, discrimination, or something like that, you know, and they try to reflect that on the TV shows, you know, because we are the target, you know, the citizens, the population, they are the targets, and we will not accept wrong things passing on the TV, you know. What do you think, Iduina?
Yes, I'm totally agree with you. I think that the media plays a huge role today. The media has a power to shape how entire societies see each other, like movies, TV shows, news can either reinforce some specific of stereotypes or break them, and you can add other bias like social media. Nowadays, social media is type of media too, and can shape our minds, the way people uh, think about some things. For example, when the media only show one negative image about something groups or about image of specific groups, people start to believe that this image is true. But if the media highlights diversity, complexity, and different human stories, it can help the people to build empathy and understanding, you know. But it's a very complicated question because especially in time of election in the country, we can realize that specific means of media has a tendency to report the news or documentary in specific direction. You know, it's very obvious on social media, on YouTube, on TV. Yeah, we need to be careful what's channel, what's we are to consume for us because it can be prejudice for our mental health, our mind. Yeah, I saw many people fighting during the election time because of it's very politicized in Brazil. Like if you like specific direction, even though them you need to dislike another. It's very complicated. Yeah. In my case, I try to stay away with these contents. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same feeling like you know, about our last election, and I couldn't see any purpose, you know, like what they would like to do about us, to help the population at all, you know. They was fighting on the TV, you know, like raising a lot of problems, you know, bring a lot of things from the past. It was a mess, you know. I hated that. It was terrible. Yeah, good answer, Duino. Thank you. Um, Let me see. Now it's question number 6. Yeah. What do you believe is the most powerful antidote to prejudice? Prejudice. It is education, laws, or personal relationships with different kinds of people. In my case, I really believe both, you know. For sure, education it is important. Laws to have some kinds of social, you know, a social. Oh my gosh, how can I say that? How can I say that in English? It is more to reinforce, you know. But at the end, I really believe that education it is really important, you know, because everything is, comes from the beginner, you know, from the not I'm not talking about school, but about your home. You know, for me, education needs to start from our home. You know, from our uh, our father or mom. You know, and you need to grow up with uh, a good basic education, you know, like how the world works, how we need to treat or be polite, you know, and for me it is the basic thing, you know. But if for sure for me both are important. What do you think, Edilton?
And for me, I agree with you. Yeah, you need to have a strong love to enforce the people to do the right thing, but it's necessary to have a judice power. The judgment needs to be faster because we have a laziness about these uh, judicial uh, problems. We will have a crime about 3 judges, and the crime will be judged 3 years later. Imagine all the types of crime. So you need to uh, modify all the system to Brazil uh, being a force in this type of punishment. And yeah, the relationship with people of different kinds is an excellent solution. You can enhance your point of view of the society. Universities is an excellent place for do that. Public universities, they're all particular. Yeah, you have in these places different kind of people in, study for change your life, so you enhance a lot your mindset about that. And the TV shows is a good solution. You have shows to uh, present different uh, cultures, different things. For example, in Brazil, in Bahia, in my state that I live, in Saturday we had a celebration about two saints in Brazil's called Saint Cosmos and Saint Damian. We have a celebration with a typical food brought from Africans, is caruru. Is a seven children caruru, and I discovered that the celebration is in the religion Africans is about Iberis. It's like a divinities in form of child. So now is I understood that the celebrations have a different dimension. So we can instruct the people about the celebration, about the folklore, and bring all the thoughts about future. And I understand that the solution is
Oh, I can't hear you well now.
okay. When simply you bring this information in this folklore and this popular parts, the people is aware about the your essence and about the other types of life.
Okay. Thank you, Edilton. Um, how about you, Edwina?
Yeah, I'm totally agree. And I also believe that the most powerful antidote is a personal relationship with different kind of people, definitely. I know that education and law are as important, like law about racism, for example. Of course, it's important, but I think that's the problem is inside of the people, is in heart, and nothing can change someone's hearts faster than real human connection. For example, when I was younger, I had stereotypes about Islam religion, but when had the opportunity to know someone from Islam religion, yes, it was impressive for me. I really love people was very kind. The knowledge is from this religion is very amazing. I really love, when you know people personally, the stereotype lose because you see the real person before the label, you know. Yeah, in my opinion, relationship with different kind of people or whatever is a good strategy to to remove different types of stereotypes or prejudice. Yeah.
Yeah, good point. I agree with you. Sometimes it helps us to be more open-minded, And I don't know, maybe we used to do that, like create a label for someone that we don't know very well. When I was younger, I remember now that I I have a friend today that in the past I I didn't like him. I don't know. I don't have a specific reason, but I wasn't. Uh, I didn't like his face. It is not something personal, but in my mind, he wasn't a good guy. So after that, after I could know him better, we become like best friends. And sometimes we create these things in our mind, and sometimes we need to be open to know, to talk before create some opinion. Nice, thank you, Iduino. Go ahead, guys. Would you like to choose whatever question you want? We have time for one more, I think. Go ahead, Iduino.
Yeah, question number 7 is a good question. What does it mean to be a good Halley? Okay. I think that being an ally means be a supportive person, like standing beside the people who face or who are dealing with prejudice and supporting them, you know, even when it's uncomfortable, but we need to stay there only for, it's not about speaking for them, but listening, amplifying their voice, and using our own privilege to help other people create fairness, For example, if the person don't have, for example, social media, and you have, or you have a channel to expose, sometimes you can help the other person, yeah, stay beside of their people and listen and give your help, and in practice, allyship looks like challenging with injustice. We live as a society, as a community. When other people suffer some types of prejudice, not only this person is suffering this prejudice, it can affect all of us, because we will have a child in this world. We want to our child grow in a world without discrimination, without prejudice. It affects all of people, not only the people was hearted. Yeah. For this reason, we need to give a support for these people, educating ourselves about this, and show consistent respect in everyday actions. Yeah, like um yes, people with different genre, for example, even you disagree for reason of your beliefs. For example, if you are a Christian people, it's disagree a God in your beliefs, but you need to respect their choices. Because we live as a society, you need to respect always. Yeah.
Yeah, good answer. I agree with you, and I think the same. We need to support each other, and sometimes we live in a bubble, that we have specific opportunities that we can share, you know, with another bubble, another group. Like we are from IT areas, and we know that there are a lot of guys trying to enter to the area, try the first opportunity, and us working uh, already as a developer, we can share or maybe indicate a good guy, for a specific vacancy. And I always like to share those vacancies on my social medias, because when I was younger, I had the same problem, to find a good opportunity. And nowadays I try to do that, I try to support them, and I try to help as much as possible. Good answer. Thank you. Anyway, Jude, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I agree with you both. Be alive into a fortress for some people. Do the support is crucial for uh, enhance the life of these people. In IT roles, for example, this comes some persons bring vouchers to different people, don't pay for get a certification, for example. AWS brings a voucher for 100% for women, and sometimes some people create a boot camp for people with disability. So all these uh, solutions is helpful to uh, put the life of these people in automatic, and give the chance, the necessary chance for the people can change your life.
Yeah, That's it, guys. So, we are. I am always open, guy. If you need something, you can ask me, you can call me, and if I can help, I will help you. Guys, we don't have more time. I put the survey on the chat, so feel free to give to let a feedback, a recommendation, and